pause the music so I don't have to. Usually I dance at the beginning. I already screwed this up.
It's okay.
It's fine.
Okay.
It's fine. You know what? 1 year after I started doing the show, and I still can't get the intro right. It is tough. Guys, it's tough to do a live show. It's tough. It really is. But hey, the people are clamoring for it. They always want it. And they need to see this face. This face and special guest. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Talking Tuong. It's Talking Tuong's 1 year birthday anniversary. That's really exciting. This show where Tuong, me, talks to the audience of Facebook Live, interact with you, the people at home, and also bring in a guest for their opinions, because I learned very early on that people don't really care what I think about stuff, but they also sometimes care about what my guests think and stuff too. So I'm just the moderator, if you will, but I do have some hot takes. Without further ado, today we have Esther Freeman.
Hey,
Freeman?
folks. Freeman. I'm a free man.
Freeman. Morgan Freeman, but Esther.
Exactly.
No relation.
No, I do like to tell people he's my great uncle, though. And they usually believe it.
They believe it?
Because we're black. And it works.
Racist.
Just a little. But I'm going to work with it. All
right. Well, we're going to go ahead and think that you're Morgan Freeman's or what? You said uncle?
A great uncle.
Great uncle.
There's a bit of an age stretch there, right? But
well, Esther, we're so happy that you're here. Or I'm so happy that you're here in the
Thank
PodCavern, hanging out,
Hey.
doing one of these Talking Tuongs. Of course, what we do every month is to round up all the cool things that happened in a given month, and then talk about the 3 hottest things that came out that month.
I think it's debatable when you say the 3 hottest.
3, let's say...
Most anticipated?
Anticipated, or has the buzz around it.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay,
like something with like some little juice to it.
Juice.
And of course, the 3 things that we interacted with. Otherwise, there'd be no show. I'd be like, I didn't watch that movie. We can't talk about it. Before we get into those topics, Esther, I want to talk about really quickly, just touch over the things that happened in May. Okay. Hello to the people at home, of course. You're welcome to chime in whenever you'd like. But this is what happened in May. So we already actually did an episode of an impromptu episode of Talking Tuong this month of Game of Thrones, because Game of Thrones just ended. So we don't have to get into a whole Game of Thrones discussion. I just want to say it's done. It's over. Move on with your lives. It was disappointing, but still kind of okay.
I literally just started watching Game of Thrones less than a month ago. I started season 1. I am on season 5 now.
That is your fault.
That is
literally your fault.
It's not my fault, okay? It was just the time. I was ready for it. I had to prep myself for it.
So this is what I'm really excited about, everyone. Usually I bring in a guest that has the exact same opinion as me. But today, Esther, it's probably the Freeman gene. She will go against me on everything. So this is already really, really fun. Big Bang Theory is already over too.
Hallelujah.
I just want to bring it up quick because that show was on forever. So
how many seasons did they have?
A lot.
Okay.
A lot. But it's over, also out of our lives too. The Sonic trailer had quite a journey in May from being released. I can't believe this is all just happened in 1 month. The Sonic trailer was released, and then it was the director said, oh, people don't like that, we're going to redo it. And now it's not supposed to come out this year. It's supposed to come out next year. So this whole thing, it's a lot of stuff. They're like, that trailer, those teeth, those creepy ass teeth and his non-gloves, but his white hands.
Something about shoes too.
Shoes, his long, weird legs. Nobody wanted part of that. They completely missed the mark on it. But they're redoing it. So the Sonic trailer, of course. A lot of movies came out this month. So they weren't the most hotshot buzz ones. So we didn't wind up watching it. But I really did want to watch this one. The Long Shot came out. Charlize Theron and Seth Rogen.
I actually did see it, as a side note.
Good or bad?
I enjoyed.
There you go. There's the review. Ugly Dolls already came out, apparently. I don't know what that is. I think it's that
old people, isn't it?
I thought it was the...
like the cheerleading old people.
Oh, I thought it was those... Oh, obviously I don't know. So maybe I don't know why I left a note on this.
Okay, no. We were walking into Galaxy. You saw a poster. You named someone. I made a comment. You're like, you don't even know who she is? And you just kept walking.
Okay.
So you sassed me. That's all that needs to be.
I might be thinking of Ugly Town or whatever that animated movie with Pitbull is. Wine Country came out, which I wanted to see, but it's that all-female cast with Amy Poehler and Tina Fey. It's on Netflix. Apparently, it's supposed to be pretty decent. It's Amy Poehler directed it. Haven't seen it. Apparently, it's okay. Tolkien came out. I also want to see this, but apparently it's kind of nah. So, Nicholas Hoult playing the life of Tolkien, the person who brought you Lord of the Rings.
Hallelujah.
A Dog's Journey. Finally, we can put this this joke to rest because it's finally came out, and I don't know if people saw it, but I bet you don't have to because again, the whole trailer shows the movie.
I'm pretty sure a dog went on a journey. It came to a beginning and it came to an end.
Yeah, this dog saved some lives. Whatever. Ma came out.
Yeah,
apparently it's not very good. Octavia Spencer is supposed to be incredible, but the movie's supposed to be like a really good B movie.
Okay.
So I'm like, I was expecting like a really good movie, not like a B level movie.
I don't know. Sometimes you can really enjoy a B movie.
Yes. 100%. Today, actually, I'm glad we did the episode today, but Robert Pattinson was announced as Batman finally, which I'm very excited for.
What? What? He's gonna sparkle in his black suit.
No.
It's gonna be a sparkly, bedazzled black suit.
Miss, I'm already gonna argue with you, and we're gonna stop this early because this can go on for a whole Robert Pattinson episode. But Robert Pattinson has done way more things since Twilight. You can't judge a person on one movie, otherwise Zac Efron would be out of a job.
If I couldn't judge a person on one movie, then what's the point of my existence?
I'm just saying, Robert Pattinson has done a lot of indie movies since Twilight. He was in Lost City of Z and Good Time. Made sure to write a note about this. You should see his indie stuff. It's really good. It shows how he's kind of evolved as an actor and matured, but also it shows that he can play like Bruce Wayne, rich, eccentric billionaire, handsome dude, but also dark and brooding, which Batman is.
Yes.
So
absolutely.
I have complete faith that he can do this. His Dark Materials came out as a trailer. That's the one with HBO show, I believe it's with Lin-Manuel Miranda and a bunch of different actors. And it looks good. I think it looks great.
I'll have to check it out.
Check
to
it out.
Honest, I haven't taken a look. I'm just ready to prejudge everything.
Yeah, you're already. I hate it. I freaking hate it. What? Esther's is Digits Ann. I'm sorry. Digits Ann? Is that her name? Yes. I don't know. I'm just kidding. Hello, Digits Ann. Esther obviously waved at you.
I did. Hello.
And let's see. Terminator Dark Fate just came out for the trailer, which I'm kind of done with Terminator movies, to be honest. But whatever. Apparently this is a direct sequel to Terminator 2. I can't even keep track of all the Terminator movies.
There's been a lot.
But this one's like canon. The other ones are like, fuck that other shit. Emilia Clarke was not Sarah Connor. This is the real one.
Well, it's supposed to pick up after the second one, right?
Yeah.
And then, alright, so
whatever.
That's not
Arnold's back. He always is. Death Stranding. Here's some video game stuff and a mix of movie stuff. Death Stranding trailer came out, which is a really highly anticipated game by Kojima, who made Metal Gear Solid. And yeah, the trailer came out. I didn't watch it. I'm very excited for this video game, but I don't need to see his 10-minute trailer that will show me nothing. So I will wait for the video game.
Okay.
The Onward teaser trailer came out, which is the Pixar movie with featuring Chris Pratt, Tom Holland, Julia Louis-Dreyfus, and Octavia Spencer as well. It's about like elves. I like elves. And magical beings.
I like those.
And high fantasy.
Like that too.
That is adapting to the real world.
Oh.
So you got they're like, oh well, we used to live on this fantasy island, but now we gotta drive a car and live in a
horrible life.
Yeah. So I think it's kind of a neat concept. I'm excited.
It actually does sound pretty cool.
Here's Here's another couple video games. Rage 2 came out. Apparently it's okay. Sonic Racing came out. Apparently it's okay. Rocket Man is out this weekend. Of course, it came out in a time where guys, first of all, Hollywood, one plea for you. If you want Talking Tongue to cover your movie, then don't put it out at the end of the month.
Do you think that's what they want?
That's what they're like, oh, well, I don't even think they thought about it. Someone really messed up and they're probably losing their job over this.
Oh, they're done.
Because
God.
I'm just saying, if you want us to cover your movie, we can't do it if it's at the very end of the month. So Rocket Man and Godzilla, I'm sorry, we can't talk about you because you didn't come out early enough. I'm sorry.
But you do have plans to see them?
I do. But
okay.
we got another slew of movies we gotta.
So many movies, so little time.
And finally, not pop culture related, but very Canadian related is NBA Finals. So yeah, that's a pretty big thing. You don't like basketball?
Okay, I like to play basketball.
I don't want to.
I like to play
surprised, Esther.
What? Because I'm black?
You said it. No. But I'm surprised. You seem like you would like it.
No. Like, I definitely enjoy the sport. However, I never watched it growing up. I never really got into it. And I'm short. So it kind of made me mad.
I will say right now, I'm a bandwagon fan through and through. I like watching sports, but I don't follow it throughout the year because I have other things I want to do. Watch movies, play video games, all that kind of stuff. But whenever a Canadian team makes a big thing, makes a playoff or something, I will be on that bandwagon. I'll be there. You want to celebrate it all. I won't pretend I know anything about the rules of the sport. Well, I know the rules of the sport, but the technical stuff.
Okay, that's fair.
And I won't pretend like I've been following these people as much as you have.
So you're saying you're not going to walk down the street like full gear and be
I'll be there to celebrate with you.
I'll be drunk.
And I'll be drunk with you, and I'll have fun with you. That's all I want. But here we are. We're going to have fun, Esther, in different ways today, because we're going to talk about 3 different movies that are not any of the ones that we mentioned. And here they are. We have Detective Pikachu, John Wick 3, John Wick Chapter 3, Parabellum, and finally, Aladdin. Arabian Nights.
I love that song.
All right, well, we're not talking about that right now.
Okay, but like, it's a beautiful song.
All right, let's get into this, folks. And first off, I want to just make sure that we have our window capture open so we can play some Pikachu stuff. And Esther, I'm gonna we'll pass the conversation back and forth, but I'll open with some stuff here. Yeah. And this poster's covering my entire face, so let's just move that.
Do we really?
See what I mean by live production? It's just hard. You never get used to it.
That's fair.
I need an assistant.
Will
Esther,
you pay me?
No. No. I can't pay anyone. That's not a snap to you. I just can't pay anyone.
That's fair.
All right, we're starting with Pokemon Detective Pikachu. Released May 10th. Right now, currently sitting at a 66% on Rotten Tomatoes, and of course, Rotten Tomatoes score is like, you take it with a grain of salt, obviously, right? Box office numbers here for Detective Pikachu is got $122 million domestically and 361 worldwide, which is doing fairly well for itself, obviously being the very first live-action Pokemon movie, very anticipated by a lot of people, including myself. Runtime only an hour and 40 minutes, which I really loved about the movie. I'll say that off the top, and we'll get into more of it later. Directed by Rob Letterman, who also directed Shark Tale, Goosebumps, the new Goosebumps, and Monsters vs. Aliens. And then we have it's starring Justice Smith, who plays the main character, I forget his name, Ryan Reynolds as Pikachu, Catherine Newton, and like Ken Watanabe, which I love Ken in all the movies he's in. And I'll give you a synopsis of the movie, and then we'll just kind of go freeform.
All right, let's do it. Yeah.
First of all, ace detective Harry Goodman goes mysteriously missing, prompting his 21-year-old son, Tim, to find out what happened. Aiding in the investigation is Harry's former Pokemon partner, wisecracking, adorable super sleuth Detective Pikachu. Finding that they are uniquely equipped to work together, as Tim is the only human who can talk with Pikachu. I'm turning into a Pokemon. As Tim is the only human who can talk with Pikachu, they join forces to unravel the tangled mystery. All right, Esther, before we get into how you're feeling about the movie, because I know we have very differing opinions on this, let's start with your background on Pokemon and how you identify with Pokemon and how it's influenced you in your life.
Okay, why does it exist?
See, this is already going to be terrible. This is going to be terrible. Do you have any affinity to Pokemon whatsoever?
No, honestly, growing up, I absolutely never watched anything affiliated. The cards, to me, I'm going to be straight up honest. I used to make fun of the kids at the lunch tables and the cafeteria who play with it because I just didn't understand. I had no idea what was happening. And I rather, talk with my friends about music or go play an instrument. I didn't do Pokemon.
Okay.
So
you didn't do the Pokemon.
No.
Well, I feel sorry for you already.
I feel great about it.
I feel very, very sorry for you.
That's okay.
Let's start with, well, that's good to know, obviously, as a basis. And I'll also start by saying Pokemon was a huge influence in my life. when Pokemon Blue came out. It was such an amazing, crazy thing where you got these monsters that you can really imagine yourself being like, I wish I could be a part of this amazing world where you get to train and be best friends with these really cool monsters. And you get to play this video game, which was really revolutionary at the time. And it's still obviously going strong. I mean, Pokemon's been around since 1995, right? There's
I will give it
obviously a reason why it's popular to kids and to adults. I mean, I'm 29. I still like Pokemon. But Pokemon has never stepped into a live action format. So a lot of people who grew up with Pokemon, including myself, is like, holy crap, I want to see what those Pokemon look like live action.
That's
so
fair.
Let's start with just that right now, is purely on a live action basis. And from what you know of Pokemon, how do you think they looked animation wise in this world, in this movie?
All right. Yeah, no, I thought the animation of it was really cool. You can tell like they're not really supposed to be there in real life.
Yeah.
But they were still realistic enough that it was good. It was a good mesh between the humans and what was there animated wise, and I definitely enjoyed it. I wasn't like creeped out by it.
Yeah, I
had
thought
a
the
cute
Pokemon.
element, too.
Yeah, I think the Pokemon looked good. Their size was good. The way they spoke was good, and the way they just interacted with the environment around them.
It was very natural in that sense.
Exactly. So for that, I think they knocked that part out of the park. Now here we go. What do you actually think about the movie?
Okay, so as a completely biased individual,
Sure.
Who again doesn't know anything about it, I found it a little bit hard to actually watch it in some sense because I didn't know what was happening. There's a lot of inside jokes that would happen, and it made it hard to totally follow along, which means you were left with just the story. And the story itself was lacking.
Okay.
In my personal opinion, just simply because it was all for the people that were committed. And I had no commitment, so I'm just a cheese.
Really interesting to me because I do think they lean a lot on, like for me, a lot of the joy of this movie is powered on, oh my god, I know that Pokemon.
Yeah.
Right? And you don't have that, which I find very fascinating, right? And a lot of the I'll say it right now, I don't follow very current gen Pokemon, quote unquote. I sound like a nerd right now, but I will say that like I didn't know every single Pokemon that they threw at me in this movie because not all of them were the original 150. They actually threw in a lot from different generations.
That's cool. That's really combining a lot of different generations.
Yeah, so a lot of people can enjoy this movie. Exactly. Yeah. But I think the movie through and through, I did enjoy the movie.
I enjoyed listening to you as you watched me. Like, we sat beside each other, and there were moments I was like, okay, and then I just hear you like, oh, okay, so there's something happening here, right?
I will say right now that I didn't fucking love the movie, but I really liked the movie for what it is, and I think it's a completely amazing proof of concept. I mean, look at this video that we're seeing right now of like these Pokemon like being animated this way. I think that's incredible. Yeah. But the story itself, and this is a problem with the TV show and the movies and the video game, is they always play it very close to the story is close to being a kid. But they never go further. They don't go like Pixar route where it's for kids and adults. Okay. This one's purely a kid movie.
Yeah, it's very basic concept for a story.
The story, I can't fault it because that's always what it's been about with Pokemon. It's always for the kids at the end of the day, not just the adults. So the story, I'll be honest, very bare bones, but also very straightforward. Although there is a twist at the end, which we'll talk about, which you don't know anything about.
Not at all! I'm like,
what did you think about? I mean, I guess we can talk about it right now because it's not. I'm not sure how much more. Let's talk about Ryan Reynolds. I think that's I think that's a really huge thing of this movie is Pikachu himself, right?
Yes.
What did you think of Pikachu?
I really love the fact that he was relatable in some ways. To be honest, with the sense of humor that was presented, and just like to go get him. I don't know if we're doing spoilers of this. Should I do like a spoiler alert at this moment?
Are we getting spoilers right now? Let's say, we're going to spoilers for Detective Pikachu. Here we go.
It's not a big spoiler. I'm just saying he drinks a lot of coffee. I'm telling you,
it's not a spoiler.
Listen, some people don't want anything ruined for them, so I like to just be respectful of that. Hello, Ryan Reynolds. Thank you for being in my life.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, like he drinks a lot of coffee, and that was something I personally found very relatable. So I found my moment, but just the way they interacted, the way they worked that in.
Did you thought Pikachu was funny? Like
in that case,
enjoyable,
and so he portrayed it a great way. The voice, actually. His voice, like, I knew it was him, but I wouldn't expect that voice coming out of Pikachu, which was also really cool.
Yeah, right? I thought they handled that well. I mean, there was a huge petition for Danny DeVito to play Pikachu. But, I mean, spoilers. We know that that Pikachu actually is a human at the end. Like, he was kind of body swapped, or like his soul was it's kind of weird. Mewtwo kind of has the ability to take Ryan Reynolds' soul and body and put it into Pikachu, and he has amnesia, and at the very end of the movie they solve the mystery and he's taken out of the body, and Ryan Reynolds is a real person again. Right, but he was Pikachu this entire movie, and that's why he can talk, and he has a connection to Justice Smith, who is his son in the movie. But I will say, I really liked Ryan Reynolds as Detective Pikachu. I can see the appeal of Danny DeVito being Pikachu, because Danny DeVito's awesome, but I don't think it would work with this movie and how they set it up. No. It just doesn't, it wouldn't make sense. I think Pikachu himself would have to be a lot different. Yeah, they would have to change the character of Detective Pikachu.
Exactly. Ryan Reynolds brings such an interesting personality to things. Like, you've seen him in so many other movies, but he does have that kind of sarcastic but very upbeat, just gonna go for it. I don't know. I love his personality. Yeah. I also think Deadpool's the most amazing, but that's a side note.
Side note. And was there a favorite moment for you in the movie at all?
When it ended.
When it ended?
Wow,
I'm kidding.
I am kidding. No, I wouldn't say I have a favorite moment, but I didn't hate it the entire time. Okay. So I think that is giving it something.
Would you say it's like a 6 out of 10 for you?
I'd give it a solid 4 out of 10 for me.
Wow. Yeah. So not even passing.
No.
Doesn't even pass. Wouldn't even see it again.
No.
I'll say I really enjoyed it. I do think it is catered for Pokemon audience or kids, but obviously for someone who doesn't interact with Pokemon whatsoever, doesn't even like Pokemon, it's a different story. So there we go. Yeah. I'd say my favorite moment in the movie was probably the Charizard fight, which you don't even know what Charizard is, probably. He's a giant orange lizard.
It breathes fire.
Yeah, it breathes fire, yes. And I also liked the Mr. Mime stuff. But
actually, okay. I found my favorite moment. That was really cool just because it was cool.
Like, Mr. Mime's cool.
Can you guess it? Can you do it? And it was very cool because you realize you had to jump right in.
He's a very easy character to understand. He's like, he just mimes. So, all right. So that is Detective Pikachu. Wow, we're breezing by. Let's check in here. Oh, the comments are just so full. I can't even keep up with it. We'll just ignore it for now. But thank you everyone for sticking with us.
No.
Obviously, we're going to something that's even crazier right now because we're going John Wick 3.
Ooh, John Wick 3.
I want to start off with some preamble as well. Same thing. May 17th is when this movie came up. Esther, please hold in your pants for a bit.
I'm sorry, but she's just so beautiful.
She is. May 17th, domestically already 112 million. And let's talk about how that's already pretty close to what Pikachu already has. And worldwide 187 million. Now 89% on Rotten Tomatoes. Director Chad Stahelski. Nice. He's done the other John Wick movies as well as V for Vendetta and also Kung Pao, Enter the Fist. Kung Pao. Remember Kung Pao? Yeah, but obviously he has a talent, right?
That cannot be denied.
We're still starring Keanu Reeves, who Keanu Reeves right now is having an amazing renaissance for himself. Keanu Reeves, obviously famous for Matrix and some other movies.
Well, that's what really kind of
the Replacements. Right? Even I really like Replacements. And then he kind of disappeared for a while. And then he was doing kind of whatever kind of movies. Last Samurai, I think he was in. And then
47 Ronin.
Was it 47 Ronin?
Yeah.
I think Last Samurai was actually Matt Damon. Whatever, white guy playing a guy. Keanu Reeves actually likes that stuff.
No, I'm pretty sure he was 47.
I believe you too. But Keanu Reeves actually likes Japanese culture and that kind of stuff. So there's a difference when he does it. But with John Wick as a resurgence, he has become such an amazing Hollywood force, and so great that this movie is succeeding the way it does, right? And he's such an amazing person in real life, and all the interviews, and seems like the most genuine person in Hollywood.
Down to earth, it's just gonna tell you how it is.
Exactly.
Be cool about it. Yeah.
Love it. We also have Halle Berry in this movie, Lawrence Fishburne, Ian McShane, Lance Reddick returns. Asia Kate Dillon, Mark Dacascos, who plays the bad guy, and Jason Mantzoukas, which I thought is amazing. And he's kind of there as a small role. And yeah, let's go through the quick synopsis again. We have, after gunning down a member of the High Table, the shadowy International Assassins Guild, legendary hitman John Wick finds himself stripped of the organization's protective services. Now stuck with a $14 million bounty on his head, Wick must fight his way through the streets of New York as he becomes the target of the world's most ruthless killers. Now, Esther, let's get into it. Overall thoughts, go.
Amazing. Absolutely amazing. You know, you had the first one, you had the second one. I think the third one just took it to that next level. It was meaner, rougher, tougher. Amazing. Just straight up all the way around.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. Right now, John Wick, what I really like about John Wick, we also had Flynn, Jerome Flynn, I think his name is. He's from Game of Thrones. Anyways, what I really like about John Wick is that it knows what type of movie it is through and through. Yeah. And I like when movies do that, where it doesn't try to be anything more than it's supposed to be, but it does that thing very well. And what I mean by that is this movie is through and through an action movie. Yes. But an amazing action movie with a world that has a really great setting, and the world is really well defined. But they don't do too much. Like, they don't try to... Like, I'll tell you what, I barely remember what happens in John Wick 2, but I remember loving it. John Wick 1, I remember, like, his dog dies, spoilers.
That's what everyone
That's what everyone
all about. Yeah.
But, like, the actual story beats of the High Table, the shadowy organization, I don't remember that stuff, I'll be honest.
It was basically a part of the plot to get the story going, but like you said, it knew it was an action movie, so it needed to really focus it on that, and it's continued wonderfully into
Exactly. So it has a great universe, but it knows that it's an action movie, and they give you just enough narrative to keep it going, where you're not like, oh, this is just a dumb action movie. It's like, no, you actually kind of care about John Wick himself, but at the end of the day, they don't try to go too deep with it in that context, because they have other shit they have going on, right? I agree. John Wick 3 was amazing. I had such a blast with it. My heart was racing. I was just like, this is fucking awesome.
Would you say it was like an edge of the seat, like I'm ready to see what else is going to happen, or were you more of a...
I just, like, could not wait to see, because John Wick, I think the best thing about John Wick that redefines the action genre, and I would say it's my favorite action genre movie right now, franchise, is that the choreography in John Wick is bar none the best. It has, like, hand-to-hand combat, fight, gunfire, all of that stuff.
The angles that they took for it made you actually believe that they did everything. And you know that, like, Keanu Reeves actually did most of the
stunts,
most of the stunts and everything, and you could see that through the camera angles. Like, you know that he was throwing those punches.
They care awesome. Because they every bullet, I believe, is the exact amount of bullets you need to fire the gun. The way they shoot the gun, everything is just incredible. And the body count is ridiculous.
Oh my god!
If you want to see John Wick fuck a lot of people up, he does.
There was one scene, and I'm not going to give anything away at this moment because I actually respect the crap out of this movie. Yeah. But like, you were literally just watching, you're like, dead body, dead body, dead body, dead body, dead body, kicking ass, dead body, dead body. Yeah. And like, someone would try to come at him, and he's like, you're dead.
Yeah. And I love John Wick as a character too. I mean, like, it's so great because they're making a video game for John Wick as well as an animated TV universe too.
Okay.
So obviously this thing has legs. And before this movie came out, John Wick 4 was announced. So like this thing is saying something, right? Yeah. We're going places. I have a brief note on the story thing, but like I said, it doesn't even matter. Like, tell me, if I had to tell you what the story was, I almost couldn't. Like, I could tell you what the synopsis was at that point, but like the deeper stuff about it,
the story basically, I could tell you like in 10 seconds what all three movies basically the story is. You know, oh shit. A guy finds out that his wife is dead, someone kills his dog, and now he's on a rampage to kill everybody, and that ends up fucking him over at some point, sorry for swearing. Yep. And result...
That's fine. That's
cool.
fine.
End result is he kills everybody, don't fuck with him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, that's basically it.
Yeah, don't fuck with John Wick is the lesson. Some people think Keanu Reeves is a cheesy actor. I think it's perfect.
The only thing I had an issue with when it comes to him is his running.
He's so like bulky. I'm just. I love that. And also, I need guns. More guns. Or like, like, it's cheesy,
Yep.
but it's literally perfect. I would not want it any other way.
It's fair. It's fair.
Yeah, man. Let's see here. Hi from B and Lanny.
Oh, well, B is my... Oh, wait, no. Bethany Joy is my sister. Lonnie is her daughter. So, hello. Wait, let me wave at this hand because sometimes it gets cut out.
Yes.
Hey.
Hi. I just want a quick note on thoughts about the new characters. I mean, like...
You mean my
mostly Halle Berry and Mark Dacascos. And I think Asia Kate Dillon plays that kind of new character too.
The chick who's all like, let me slip a coin to
yeah,
you.
exactly. But let's talk about Halle Berry. What do you think about her in this movie?
So her main focus thing for this movie was the gunplay.
Yeah.
Right? She wasn't more of fist combat. It was all gunplay, and she did amazing with it. Plus, she had her dogs to kick ass.
I will say right now, my favorite parts of this movie is the dogs kissing ass.
They're just kissing all the ass in the world.
I think Halle Berry was so good in this movie, and I was surprised because I don't really like her as an actress that much. Like, she's okay, but
that's fair.
But in this movie, perfect.
Well, one, she hasn't aged at all.
She looks
black
great.
Don't crack. Two, like, she's fit. You know she trained. You know she took all the lessons in order to be able to play this role, and she executed it wonderfully.
And she's actually not here in the entire movie. She's only like a small chunk in the grand scheme of things. Maybe like a third of the movie.
Enough to make my heart go, though.
And yeah, she just kicks ass in this movie, and I really like that. The bad guy, Mark's character, apparently he was an Iron Chef. That's what our friend found out. He was an Iron Chef as a contestant, I guess.
Oh, okay.
Or maybe a judge, I can't remember. I thought he was hilarious. He's such a interesting bad guy because he's obviously really ruthless. But towards the end of the movie, he was so comical.
Was he really a bad guy, though?
Well, he was the main antagonist in the movie, right? He is the final boss.
I think he just really wanted to be seen as someone equal to the legend of John Wick.
Sure,
right?
but he's the antagonist and opposite. He's the final boss you need to conquer.
I will give you that, yeah.
And he doesn't actually want to kill John Wick, but he does for the challenge and the money and whatever. But I thought he was funny. He was funny. Right. He had a lot of parts where I'm just like, he's just being weird right now.
Right? When it was first noticed, it was just one interaction where he slips up close to John Wick, and just the way he greeted it, his persona completely changed from what you would think from the bad guy.
Exactly.
He's someone just media fan, and you were like, oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. He was a fan, and that's actually a really great point because I think that's a better angle to go on because it's not a fan that gets angry; it's just a fan who just wants to kill John Wick.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna go ahead and say some. I'm gonna go spoilers again, but the battle I thought it was so comical and funny, but there's those two Asian dudes who are fighting John Wick and are just being absolutely ridiculous, and they're just like. I don't want to be, well, whatever, I'm Asian, but they're basically going, what? I'm just like, what is happening right now? But John Wick kicks their ass eventually.
And he does it kind of silently, besides a couple grunts here and there. He's like, nah,
they kick his ass twice, and then they let him stand up, and then he kicks their ass, and it's just like, this is hilarious. But let's go with favorite parts of the movie, favorite moment. I already said dog fighting, and I guess one more for me, and I'll let you go for two.
For sure.
Is John Wick. Very beginning of the movie has a freaking book and destroys someone with the entire time. I'm just like, this guy John Wick's literally killing someone with a library book.
It was a thick one.
A really thick library book, and it ends with the book standing up and John Wick literally snapping this guy's neck on the spine of this book.
Oh man,
insane! I remember gasping. I was like,
I think it was at that moment I realized, oh, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good.
It's gonna be good. All right. What about you, Esther?
Well, I think this is something that a lot of people can agree with me with. The knife scene.
Oh yeah, so good. So many knives.
Right? One, how does that end up happening? That you just happen to walk into an antique shop and there are knives everywhere. But
for days.
Bam, 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 bam. Just chucking them all day long. It was amazing. And I think my second favorite scene, which is kind of cliche because I don't really like animals, but it made my heart move and it was good.
Why? That's a separate podcast.
My bad. But in the first one, the whole thing was the dog.
Yeah.
It got shot. It died. And that really hurt a lot of people. And the third one, again, spoiler alert for all this, but a dog is shot. But the dog lives, and you
Dog
get to
lives.
see the dog kick ass afterwards,
The
and that
dog
was really cool.
kicks a lot. Those dogs go to town.
Oh my god.
They go to town even when the person is already dead.
Oh, they're just still going, dragging your body along. Like,
Yeah, exactly. So that's John Wick, everyone.
Yeah.
Woo! John Wick. All right. So let's just check in with the chat here. Hi, everyone. Oh my god. S.N. Tyrell is what we got. Keish, Liz,
Hey,
Rich, thank you
S.N.
for
Tyrell.
joining. Happy to have you in the house.
Yeah.
The PodCavern
The
house.
house.
The house. All right. Finally, last but not least, or I'm not sure. I can't wait to talk about this with you because I'm sure we have differing opinions.
Oh, absolutely.
But let's do our regular preamble on this. This literally just came out May 24th, and it's actually smashed box office records. And it wasn't expected to. It got way more money than it was anticipating because there's a lot of hate for this movie off the top because of, you gotta live up to a large expectation, right?
Absolutely.
Open to 136 million domestic. Okay? That's where it is right now. That's more than both the movies that I just mentioned. And those movies include the weeks that it's been out so far.
Exactly.
This movie just came out. 275 million worldwide. Tons of money.
I would love that.
It is 56% on Rotten Tomatoes. However, there is the overwhelming consensus with a lot of people that it's still a good movie, but maybe not reinventing the wheel. We have Guy Ritchie directing it, which is the director of Snatch, Sherlock Holmes, that new King Arthur movie, which I think flopped with Charlie Hunnam, and A Man from U.N.C.L.E., which has Henry Cavill, which apparently was good, but I didn't see it. I didn't actually write the synopsis of Aladdin, because if you don't know the synopsis of Aladdin, then
get
you're
out.
friggin' what? I wanted to bring up, Esther, what is your attachment to the original Aladdin?
I like music.
Okay.
So my number one thing about Disney movies is the fact that I can always sing along to the songs. If I really want, I can dance to it too. So that's mainly what it is. Like, I just can remember days upon days, hours upon hours, watching a whole bunch of Disney movies, Aladdin in particular, and just being able to do it. Plus, when I was in high school, my band did like a whole bunch of music for it, and I don't know, it's just a lot of great, awesome memories. So you
have a good attachment to Aladdin then?
Oh yeah.
I would say, without doing the ranked episode for it, Aladdin is definitely up there in the top 5 for me. Had a really amazing childhood experience with Aladdin, and I thought it was really fun. Obviously, Genie, Robin Williams, amazing. Now, I think let's start with a little fun tip here, and then we'll get into like what our thoughts about this movie is.
Sounds good.
Is what I really liked in terms of casting is the diversity in the casting. I think is really important because if you look at it, this is and it's really easy to gloss this over, but if you think about how successful this movie is with a very diverse cast, I mean, we have Egyptian, Canadian, I'm going to butcher these names, but Mina Masood, or I think it's Mina Masood, who plays Aladdin. We have British actor with Indian descent, Naomi Scott. We have Will Smith, who's Will Smith. We have Nasir Pedrad, Marian Kenzari, and Alan Tudyk, who's white, but it's still. But we have a huge diversity,
There's a lot of representation.
Right? And I think that's good. And I think the correction in a lot of these live action Disney movies is they try to correct for a lot of minor things that people have complaints with. And with this one, a lot of people from the Persian descents to Middle Eastern to India have a claim, even Chinese have a claim over Aladdin. They think this Aladdin belongs to them. And in this movie in particular, just reading Guy Ritchie's kind of thoughts on the movie, he's just like, I wanted this movie to be less focused on that. But as you can see from how they culturized the movie, they kind of have a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
So it's not this one culture part of this movie. It's everything. It's just Middle Eastern inspired, Indian inspired.
Well, that's the great thing about it.
Exactly.
It doesn't state what part of the world, just the influences of it. So they were able to use a lot of different cultures and whatnot in order to really show, like, get something to everyone there. Right?
Yeah,
So that's really awesome about it.
All right, here we go.
All right.
What did you think of the movie?
Okay, so I enjoyed it. Like, to honestly, like, given the fact that I have such great love for the movie, like, I did enjoy it.
Yeah.
But there were moments when I was just like, that's not right, or, okay, but why?
Interesting.
Yeah.
Are they spoiler moments? Can we talk about those? Or?
We might want to give it a minute just to give it overall, and then we might get into the rest.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will say for me, I had very low expectations coming into this movie.
Okay.
And when I was just in the right mind space when I came into this movie, because I was just like, I can just use something that's easy to digest and comfortable. So when I was watching this movie, I had no problem that they just rehashed the old songs, but they did their own spin on it, which I thought for the most part, actually from all of it, they knocked it out of the park. I thought the music sounded like the music, and the spins that they did were smart changes. Things like One Jump Ahead, I thought was a cool remix
I liked the
to it.
music for it, absolutely. I didn't like what I was visually seeing.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So I can probably agree with some of that maybe, but it's harder because it's live action, right?
Yeah.
You can't go balls to the wall with a lot of that stuff.
That's absolutely true.
Maybe if we're talking about Prince Ali, I thought they had a nice little breakdown with that.
I feel like that was absolutely my favorite for it.
And for me, it was Friend Like Me.
Oh, really? Okay.
Friend Like Me, I thought was the spin on Friend Like Me was awesome.
I would say that was my number 2. Prince Ali was my number 1 for that, absolutely.
Cool.
But that's just years upon years of singing that in my dreams. So
I will say my most, I wouldn't say disappointing, but it was very safe, was A Whole New World, because it was basically the same.
it was identical.
I think they have a little guitar riff at the beginning. Let's talk about the new song, Speechless. What do you think of that?
Get rid of it.
Really?
Yeah, that actually was where my biggest problem really was. Right now, with the way the world's changing and what Aladdin was as an animated movie, clearly there was some sexism and stuff that was happening. So what they were trying to do is change that with this song. However, just with my own personal opinion, is that they're not really going about it the right way. With the way movies are going, and in particular, it was just a very short clip where she gets to blast out her voice momentarily, but it doesn't really have meaning. It was just kind of like, look, I'm a woman and it's 2019, so I must take a stand really quickly, and it's not really going to end up doing anything. Which I understand with the movie, both now and the past, what she was doing wouldn't have made a difference, so they couldn't really have that happening.
Right.
Like her impact wasn't big enough.
Right.
But it was just kind of
Interesting.
cheesily put in. I felt very High School Musical.
Okay. I have the opposite opinion of that. I will say that, and now we're kind of in spoiler territory a bit, right? But Jasmine and Genie get their own additional storyline in this movie compared to the original.
Yep.
And I did you like their storylines that they're
Yeah,
added?
the storylines I definitely appreciated. Just musically.
I thought Jasmine was an infinitely better character in this movie. In fact, for me, she was my favorite part of the movie.
Okay.
Because I think she had just more to do. I think Naomi Scott nailed it. I liked I actually liked the song Speechless. It's probably because I like that the songwriter did a lot of my favorite music from like musicals like Dear Evan Hansen and Greatest Showman. That kind of, so that those people who composed this song Speechless, which is why I'm like, I have an affinity to this, right? I think La La Land too. Now, I would say with the way they handle Jasmine is they empower her more, right? I mean, it's Aladdin spoilers. You don't really care because you're kind of already know. But she becomes Sultan at the end. I think that's important, right?
Yes.
She gets and through the movie, I thought they did a good job kind of peppering, for me anyways, they peppered in her moment to sing. Although obviously, albeit like it's very cheesy and way like it's a lot.
I think that's what my issue was, the cheese level of it.
I think she committed to that super well, and I think the song really carried it for me too. And she's such a more powerful figure in this movie than she was in her animated version.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I would say she definitely took a stand throughout it, and that was great to see. Just on a musical level, I thought it was very cut. Put a little song here, put a little song there.
Yeah.
If they had been able to stretch out the song and give her like that full moment, maybe I might have liked it a little
really,
more.
because what they did in the movie was they gave her the like a verse,
like a reprise or something.
Yeah,
like that.
reprise,
So
and then they gave her the full song.
Yeah.
So they kind of like teased that the song was coming, and then it came.
Right, and that definitely can be done in some cases, but
it didn't work for you.
Not for me.
There you go. That's just wrong. No, I've heard differing opinions on it. I really liked it, but yes. Anyways, let's talk about. Anyways, we already said the difference in the story. I think otherwise welcome changes. For example, I think really welcome change. I was really nervous because I'm like, how are they going to handle Jasmine being in a slutty outfit inside an hourglass? And they didn't do it.
They did not.
Which is probably the right choice.
Yes. Yes.
The right choice, right? Like, I thought that was good.
I think it was okay. I think by this point I seen that they've been following the storyline so much that I was kind of expecting at least similar result.
Yeah.
But
There's
I'm not upset about it at all.
Let's say like right now, the story beats of this movie are very similar to the old animated version, but there is some changes to it.
Absolutely.
And I think I was surprised on the amount of changes there were, although the core beats are the same. I was surprised at the amount of changes there were and how much they didn't like ruin the movie for me.
Was there one change that you were absolutely like, yes?
Well, I would say right now, like, Jasmine's storyline is a good change.
Okay.
And Genie's was welcome, although maybe not the strongest part of it, but it was welcome.
Okay.
I thought it was good.
The breakdown in Prince Ali for the Genie. Oh
awesome.
my god.
Yes. Okay.
Oh my god.
So let's talk about characters and stuff like that. I mean, actually, I'll go really quick and say, I think the costumes in this movie are amazing, and they should be nominated for something.
Absolutely.
Because they're amazing.
Absolutely.
The visuals in this movie are really good, I think.
Absolutely.
And Iago turning into the freaking falcon at the end and like chasing
that
around.
was actually pretty cool.
Pretty dope.
I enjoyed that. At first I didn't realize what was happening. Like, is he getting bigger?
Yeah,
Is
like,
what? Okay!
Yeah, exactly. Let's talk about the characters and how they played the roles really quickly, and we'll end on Genie because obviously
that's the big
we'll
talk.
really talk about the big ones. So Aladdin, what do you think of Aladdin?
Aladdin, I thought, was well portrayed. In comparison to the original, just for him as himself, I found him entertaining. He had that goofy kind of thing, but he also was just like, I don't know, a strong character at the same time.
Yeah, I've heard differing opinions on Aladdin. I think he was good. I think he was he played the sincerity and the softness that you get from the original Aladdin.
Yes.
So a lot of the kindness that you get from Aladdin, where he's just like, and he has it in his face. He's really good at playing that. He's just like, do you trust me? And he's like really cheesy about it, but he's like very kind, soft spoken, but also stands up for himself. It's just like, okay, that's Aladdin to me. He's playing that part really well, but he wasn't like the most outstanding part of it for me.
No, I think when it came to
Don't
the physicality,
no. You didn't like his dancing?
It was okay, but I was still kind of like, wait, why is the genie doing this? What? So
I
wasn't really thinking that.
Okay, that's fair.
I think when the physicality, when it came through, running through the streets of Agrabah, that it was sped up, was it?
I don't. Maybe like did speed up, slow down.
Yeah, just when I tried to get him really running through. I don't know. I went to like a cinema that was kind of like real cheap and everything. So I was convinced they were trying to screw me over and just be like, I'm gonna fast forward this part.
I don't remember that part, to be honest. Like, I think they did a lot. Guy Ritchie has a kind of sweeping shots, and sometimes he slowed in and sped up.
There were moments where I could literally just see the feet moving faster than they should have been, and then when he's up and jumping, so maybe it was just the quality.
I don't know.
The theater I saw it in.
I liked the parkour though. Like he did like some cool stuff around the wall. Like they showed
at one point, like when he
he
flipped over, I was like,
that's dope.
I'm like, ow, his back must hurt. But I think overall, he did a really good job.
I think he did a good job. Yeah. And what'd you think of Jasmine overall?
Jasmine, I actually really enjoyed her.
Yeah.
Again, what you've been talking about, how she is just kind of women's rights sort of thing. She did an excellent job showing that she wasn't meek in any way, but she was respectful to the traditions.
Yeah.
Right?
I thought she was, I hit the nail right on the head there. Yeah, I thought she was just really good. I thought she was just solid. I know I have a friend, Navala, who's also been on Talkin Tuong. She didn't like Jasmine, but
really,
it's because she saw her in a different movie and she can't like get that out.
Okay,
so
what movie were you, Robert Pattinson?
I think she killed it. Jafar, what do you think of Jafar?
Oh, weak.
Yeah, Jafar was probably the weakest part of the movie.
I wanted someone that was sinister, a little bit cruel, not whiny, and I felt like he was way different than but the thing is, you can't have that freaking crazy mustache. Yes, you can.
But he wasn't. I would say he's not creepy enough. Yeah. Jafar's creepy.
I wasn't creeped out.
So I would say he was. Yeah, I agree. He was probably the weakest part of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
But I did enjoy that he was also a thief in this movie. So to be able to steal the lamp back and like have the skills of Aladdin, I thought that was a cool like dichotomy of just like. he's like Aladdin, but he's now
right. Well,
vizier.
it shows that like how he did work to become the position that he was.
Yeah.
And
But I agree. I would have liked him to be a little bit more like just like I'm a creep. Like, I want that, Jafar.
Exactly.
And let's obviously end with actually Abu. Did you like Abu and like a carpet and stuff?
Carpet was great.
Yeah.
Abu was cute.
Abu was cute.
I will accept him.
I wanted to see more Abu.
That's fair. Iago, other than turning into like a big ass bird, his voice was creepy.
Yeah.
And it's weird because I used to feel comfort with his weird voice. And
Iago, his is different, right? Because they're doing live action. I wonder if they do this with Zazu, to be honest with you, for Lion King.
Yeah.
Because Iago is no longer the like kind of quippy, kind of like smarmy like sidekick who's just like a little like a dweeb.
He was almost like a little bit of a comedic relief.
Yeah, he was. He 100% was. But in this one, I think you can't. I don't know if they would animate him in that way. Okay. Maybe it would be too much. But he was way more of just a minion in this movie, right?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go to Genie.
Genie. All right.
First off, the people who said Will Smith would not be a good genie, go fuck yourself.
You're saying that to my sister, and I agree.
Yeah. I'm just saying, like, there's so many people who portrayed Genie on Broadway and stuff, and they all channel Robin Williams. But what I like about Will Smith Genie is that he's just being himself, which is just a heightened version of being energetic and charismatic. And sure, that kind of is like what Robin Williams does, but Will Smith does it in his own Will Smith way, and I like it.
Right? I think that's what I really appreciated, is that he didn't try to be Robin Williams.
Yeah.
He had, like, he knows that he never could be, and Robin Williams, amazing.
He had the freedom to do his own thing. He's more like a hip-hop genie, right?
Yeah, right? And I will admit that when I first heard the hip-hop version, I was like, why are you doing this to Aladdin?
Yeah.
But by the time we got to Prince Ali, I was like, yes!
Yeah.
Will Smith, you're amazing!
Yeah. And the blue didn't look weird. You get used to it very quick. And him turning into like just regular color makes way more sense.
Exactly.
Than him just being blue and nobody notices.
We're like, oh, that's just unique.
Yeah, I think that's crazy. I would say, like, there's some people who said, like, oh, why don't you just get someone else to play it? But I think for me, you have to get a big star to play Genie. Because if you get a nobody to play Genie, then it's a weird choice, first of all. Yeah. But you need someone who has that A, star power, and B, charismatic influence. So the only other people that I can think of that can do it is like Jack Black or Jim Carrey. So the people who are like hyper comedian, like they have that power, but they can play also, what is it, like kind of soft and kind of vulnerable.
Oh, okay,
as
vulnerability.
Well. Yeah.
Well, I know that there was a lot of talk like, why Will Smith? Why not find someone new?
Yeah.
And like you already mentioned, like you do need the A-list because at this moment, who else? You have the name, and that's it. It's like Aladdin, cool. Everyone's going to see it, but you needed something else to help carry it. I think
you need something. You can't be like, Tung La as Genie. They'll be like, what the fuck?
And then I think it would add even more pressure because at the end of the day, if Will Smith had not delivered, there was still the respect for Will Smith. Yeah. Right?
So Will Smith, like, Will Smith is a freaking power actor and stuff like that. And I would say, like, a lot of movies that he's been in the last, like, 4 years, I haven't really liked. But this, like, has brought it back to me, like, yeah, there's a reason why Will Smith is good at what he does, is because he can play this. This is perfect for him. Aladdin, everyone. Hey-oh. Esther, we're nearing the end of the show here.
Oh, yes.
And yeah, thanks for everyone for joining in today and just kind of hanging out with us and saying hi. Esther, we're going to just talk about some of the things that we're excited about in June.
Okay, yeah.
I wrote some down. If you have anything, then you can say it. Video games, I know you don't really play, but I'm going to say them anyways. The thing is, we used to play video games on Talkin Tuong and show them off, but there's been so many movies that are coming out that I can't.
It's fair. It is that time of year, right?
I'll say, if anyone wants to sponsor me to see these movies, I don't get paid to see these movies, but it's been a great excuse to go see movies. Because it's like, instead of spending $20 just to hang out at a restaurant with my friends, having a pint or whatever, I could spend $13 at a movie. And then I get to talk about it and say I saw the movie.
We started creating that movie club thing. How legit it is, I'm not too sure, but it's great because you just kind of put it out and then friends show up.
Friends show up and it's great. Sometimes they don't show up and it's fine because I won't see the movie anyways. Well, but it's great. I get to see movies that I didn't really want to see in the first place, and sometimes I'd be like, I don't know if I want to spend money for this.
Right.
But it's like,
scene points.
Hey, listen, you saw Detective Pikachu. but you saw it, and now you know that you saw it. You have it on your belt, and
right.
like.
I am going to say that I can honestly appreciate everyone that has that grouping.
Yeah.
You know, like I'm not going to harp on them anymore.
Yeah.
Because I see the depth of what that movie is.
Yeah.
So I'm happy I saw it.
There you go.
Didn't like it.
Crash Team Racing, which is Crash Bandicoot, it's coming back. He's doing another kart racing. There's a lot of kart racing games coming out. Super Mario Maker 2 for the Nintendo Switch. I can't wait. It's where you make your own Super Mario levels and you share them with people, and they get freaking bonkers.
That'd be actually pretty cool.
It's pretty cool. They already made
one
one for the
That's
Wii.
a good concept.
Yeah. Here's some movies that are coming out in June that there's a lot. I don't know which ones we're going to choose. Actually, kind of do. But we have X-Men Dark Phoenix.
That's what I'm looking forward to, man.
See, I don't know. That's the movie I'm like, I don't know. But
why?
I don't know. It just doesn't look that good. I'll be honest. And I'm a superhero geek. Everyone here knows that. Late Night, which is Mindy Kaling's and Emma Thompson's Amazon
Actually,
movie.
that looks really good.
Yeah.
I'm going to take that from a fully feminist point of view, and it looks empowering. So I'm looking forward to that.
I think it might be good. Men in Black International is coming out. Chris Hemsworth and Tessa Thompson. So we'll see. I think it might flop, but I kind of want to see it because I like those actors a lot. Toy Story 4. Like, what are we even talking about? Of course, we're going to see Toy Story 4 for the next episode.
Are you legit looking forward to it?
Yes, I'll be with everyone else and say that I think Toy Story 3 ended it perfectly.
Okay.
I really do. But if the actors believe that this is a great new story for Toy Story, and that the writers believe that there's still more story to tell, then I have no reason to doubt them.
Okay.
Because they brought us Toy Story 1, 2, and 3.
That's fair.
So it's
That's fair.
Okay. And I miss those characters, I do. So it's kind of like, yeah, they ended it, but we'll see what they do. They earned enough to give me one last shot. That's what I think.
Okay, all right. I enjoyed 1 and 2. By 3, I was like...
Holy nuts.
But to be fair, when 3 came out, we were both at the age where maybe we were looking into watching more adult-based movies than kids. You decided to go more with the kids, and I decided to go more with the...
freaking bawled at Toy Story 3. I was one of my favorite movies that year. I was crying.
Yeah.
You didn't believe... Oh. I don't saying you never cried when all the toys are about to get burnt up in a trash compactor? Or when Andy gives away his toys?
Okay.
Come on, man. You're heartless.
Just a little bit. It's fine. It's good. No, okay. There were emotions. I'm not going to say there were tears, just general emotions.
Okay.
Okay?
Last but not least is Yesterday, which is that Beatles. What if the Beatles never existed and this guy wakes up and he starts writing all their songs again? I think that could be cool too.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's basically just like that next one in the past couple of years of a legendary group.
And
see how they go.
The Beatles, like whoever owns all that, they're gonna just make their money all over again.
Woo!
It's like every couple of years they're like, remember the Beatles? Let's get some of that money. It's like, I'm kind of poor right now. Remember the Beatles?
No, what's the one that's still alive? Paul? No?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yo. He don't ever have to do anything again. No more like 4 or 5 seconds.
Yeah.
None of that.
No more 4 or 5 seconds.
Chill.
All right, Esther. Well, thank you so much for being part of the Talkin Tuong.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks for everyone for joining us at home. Thank you. Esther,
yes.
I hope you had fun.
I actually really did. Thank you so much for having me. It's been a great experience.
She had doubts that she would have fun. Actually, I'm really happy that Esther... we had less conflicting opinions than I thought.
You know, I did try to not yell at you. I thought that would be a nice thing. But we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, basically.
Esther, do you have anything to plug for yourself? Where can people find you? Or do you have anything that you want to shout out or anything?
Hey, man, I'm just basically living my life right now. If you guys want to look at a whole bunch of selfies of me, you can go to Instagram at Freeman Jill. But mainly because I'm trying to force everyone in the world to watch this show. It's the 100. I love it. It's on season 6. It is my everything, and it's just a really cool concept that you get sucked into. So,
cool.
The 100.
The 100.
Check it out.
That's been around for a while.
It has. It really has. But ain't nobody having conversations with me about it.
Ain't nobody.
Okay, that's another. I found Liz.
Okay.
And Dwight. Dwight, if you're watching. Oh, Octavia.
And for me, for Talkin Tuong, you can find me at the rest of the PodCavern, where we have ranked top 5 lists of stuff that don't matter. The Improv, Punch Up, PodCavern plays. We haven't played anything in a while, but hopefully something soon. Maybe Mario Maker. As well as Cinema Saves the World. So actually this will be happening tomorrow. So if you're listening to the audio podcast, then it's too bad, I guess. But June 1st, Justin from Pull the Plug and I are going to do a marathon of Nicholas Sparks movies. A Walk to Remember, freaking, what is it? The Longest Ride, Dear John, and The Notebook to raise money for the New Mom Foundation, a Toronto-based charity that raises money for moms that are in need of assistance, basically. They're a low-income family maybe, and they maybe need some assistance with like clothes or diapers or basic necessities, right?
Yeah.
So we're raising money for that. If you can give a little bit, you'll be amazing. We're giving out prizes. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be amazing. Yeah, I'm gonna make dumplings. It's gonna be great. Yeah, that's right. Dumplings. Anyways, Esther, anything else you want to say?
Oh man, I'm just happy.
I'm just happy that you're happy. Thanks
Oh,
for everyone
happiness.
for joining another episode of Talkin Tuong. We'll be back next month, and it's gonna be hot. It's gonna be sexy. Bye.
Just keep going. Just keep going, man. Hold it.